our friends over at Manscaped.
Gotta pay the bills, right?
Gotta pay the bills. The leaders in below the waistline grooming. You know, the ones that keep our delicate twins nice and smooth. That keep all the grooming places where hair grows. You know, where that hair is tamed. We like that. We like that a lot. And we know that they are supporters of our movement in terms of how we like to always blast off. They always clear us for takeoff.
They made that just for us.
Come on. They know we are supporters of the galaxy. They know we love to go out there and go and you know, let's visit Mars. Let's visit this planet. Let's go check out Pluto. I mean, even one of the guys' names is Pluto, right? So we love that. And Manscaped are big supporters of that. But as we always talk about with Manscaped, they don't just show us love, right? Because they could always just send me and you performance package 4.0s, right? And we talked about it in the giveaway last week where we gave away performance package 4.0s, travel bags, lawnmower 4.0. Awesome stuff, by the way. Awesome stuff. But we always got more for you, all right? So today it comes in the form of a promo code, as we always like to talk about, with that promo code being MOATS. Use the promo code MOATS, 20% off plus free.
That was some good music. I like that.
You see it right there?
Yeah.
Hey. It was copyright free right there. So we're good. But with that being said, man, shout out to Manscaped, man, for always showing love. And make sure that y'all, you know, take care of them delicate twins, because they will be grateful for you when you take care of them.
So we're starting with Jacksonville then.
Starting with Jacksonville, man.
Where you have them ranked, or we just overview and then rank at the end?
So biggest thing is this, man. The way we want to do this is AFC South, focus on Jacksonville first, right? Overview, strengths, weaknesses of their team. And then at the end, we'll just predict 1 through 4, how we think they'll end that thing, or who we think will be the division winner, more importantly, right?
Okay.
So when I think of Jacksonville, I'm excited about Trevor Lawrence. I think that, you know, he showed some things in that preseason game like we talked about the other day. And ultimately, I think he can continue to grow. I think that they have some pieces around him offensively. The running game, I think, will be a huge factor with the backs that he has currently on that roster. All 3 of those guys are good, as we talked about last time.
Yeah, sneaky pickup. Carlos Hyde
like
out of nowhere.
Seriously, bro. I'm like, whoa, that's the third guy. I like this right here. The big question mark is obviously going to be, how do they handle, you know, having a first-year head coach and having a rookie quarterback? Can they keep him healthy? Can he do what he's done everywhere, right? Which is win. He said it since high school. He's always been a winner. This the NFL, it's a lot harder to win here. It's a lot more difficult, man. So that's the part for me where I'm just like, with Trevor, how does that play out, man? Do they have enough to protect him and keep him upright so he can be the quarterback that he's capable of being?
The thing with Jacksonville, we talked about them a little bit last year whenever they played us. We beat them pretty good, 27-3. But they had I have it written down here, they had 4 or 5 games where they actually played good teams pretty close. They had
a
close game against the Packers, close game against the Titans, close game against, it says Cindy here. I should say Cincy, but Cincy shouldn't be on. I don't know if that was before Joe Burrow.
Was like the you know, side friend or something like that, or the main friend. Yeah, new friend, special friend. What do you call? Mama, did your parents call your little girlfriends who was younger special friends? Anytime I call, Mom, I got a girlfriend. Oh, you're a little special friend. You ain't got no girlfriend. You got a special friend.
Oh wow, they weren't believers.
I wasn't allowed to date. No. You don't have a girlfriend. You have a special friend. Yeah, I know if they called you as that too. I know Cindy was your special friend. That's all.
Yeah. Close against the Browns, Vikings. So there was a little bit of a framework there where, not saying they were a playoff team or anything. It was just like, wow, they can be competitive. They're not as bad as what their record says. They won the first game and literally lost the next 15. You had Trevor Lawrence. I thought they had a pretty, I don't know. Etienne's probably the most debatable pick. Did they really need him? But
he seems more like a luxury now. Yeah. Just seeing how they used him in that first preseason game. Now, it could change, but right now he looks like a high-end, just luxury piece.
Yeah, Lawrence should be an upgrade over Minshew for sure. And then the receivers aren't bad. Them adding Marvin Jones is nice.
Yeah.
Chenault in his second year. DJ Chark, healthy. I think he's a stud.
Yeah, I like DJ.
So their offense actually kind of underrated, I think, at this point. I don't know if is it underrated because they have Lawrence? I don't know, but maybe they're not getting talked about enough, the skill position guys they have out there, because
DJ
they could definitely help Lawrence out a little bit.
DJ is definitely an underrated receiver. I feel like he doesn't get talked about a lot.
What am I saying?
He doesn't get talked about nowhere near enough, man. But obviously, when you're playing in Jacksonville with everything they had going on while DJ was there, you kind of fly under the radar like that. But he is a good player. He's definitely a good player.
Their defense, I think the question about them is, will the youth grow up? I mean, because Miles, was it Miles Jack? That's the one they have. Yeah. I could see the framework. They drafted Tyson Campbell this year.
Yep.
C.J. Henderson last year. They brought in Shaquille Griffin.
Mm-hmm. Which I like that pickup a lot. I mean, Griffin, he's not considered like an elite corner, but he is a really good corner. Like a guy that's going to be consistent every single time. He's going to be scrappy. He's never going to have blown coverage, stuff like that. Always matches up pretty well. Just like I said, not elite in terms of like those top tier guys. When you talk your Gilmores, your Xavier Howards, Trey Whites, Joe, stuff like that. Like he's not there, but I think he's still a really good pickup. And I like that for a guy like CJ, or initially I did, but now we're hearing the reports about the whole, is he going to be traded or not?
They're saying he's playing amazing though, right?
Right. You saw in the preseason game, bro, he had a couple PBUs. He was flying around. I was saying to myself, like, all right, CJ, play good, but don't play that good where they change their mind. You know what I mean? And they're like, hey, we need this guy.
Be a little more disgruntled.
Yeah. Act bad. Act lazy. Okay? We know what you are capable of. Don't show them that, though.
He went to Florida, right?
I want to say he did, yes.
I think he went to Florida. Just come out and say, like, Urban Meyer was an overrated coach at Florida or something like that.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
Give us something.
They have Josh Allen, too.
He ain't no Steve Spurrier. Give him that.
Oh, yeah. That could work. That could work.
He ain't no Steve Spurrier. He ain't the old ball coach.
Josh Allen, too. He just needs to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted, I can't even pronounce this dude's name, Chason in the first round last year. He's like a hybrid, like safety type of linebacker dude. He's pretty nice. So that's my thing. Their like, I could see the framework on both sides here.
For them, and I felt like last year, they were kind of in recovery mode because remember right before the season was when they lost the linebacker. It was Telvin Smith? That was his name? Yeah, he had he got some off the field issues. So yeah, that was the big part with him. But
they lost Schobert though. Big loss.
That even bigger. Yeah, we're glad we have him. Your loss, our gain. But yeah, with Jacksonville, man, they're going to be interesting, man. I think
they're going to be better than last year.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, last year were they 2 wins? 2 wins?
One.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, even better than that. So yeah, they should definitely be able to do that. But I don't see them as division. I don't think they're going to contend for like winning the South though.
I could see them surprising and being competitive just because they have a bunch of young, good guys.
They got some youth
like,
right
they
there,
just got to stay healthy and live up to their potential. That's no guarantee, but I see what they're doing right now. Maybe they'll be better in 2 or 3 years. Lawrence is more into his own. Some of these guys are getting older, but maybe they could, I don't know. I'm thinking like Chargers last year or something. Where
fair enough, yeah.
Like, just exciting, but they're not going to be a legitimate like playoff team, but could keep games interesting. Maybe they do beat a contender, have a little upset here or there.
They definitely.
That's what I'm thinking with
Jacksonville. They could easily do that.
Yeah.
Because they, like you said, they have enough pieces to do stuff like that. So yeah, that's Jacksonville, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Next team we got to talk about, man. We'll just go over to, just cross over from Florida to Texas. All right. We're going to go to Houston real quick. All right. Yeah, bro. It's not looking good.
I think they got way worse.
They got a lot worse. Now, not necessarily all their fault, but we don't necessarily know all the details just yet. But the quarterback situation is the biggest issue in Houston right now. Now, we know they got Tyrod. That's my dog. Shout out to the crib, 7'5". But we know he's not Deshaun Watson. He's limited. And when you look at the rest of the piece that they have, they don't even have this like a roster that you really feel comfortable with for just saying that, hey, man, they're just one piece away. They're one quarterback away. They could legit be one of those 1-16, 2-15 teams, bro.
Yeah.
Like legitimately could be in that conversation, man.
Their line was shaky last year. Have done nothing to improve it.
Oh my gosh.
Their running back room's interesting to say the least. Mark Ingram.
That is such a nice way to put it.
Phillip Lindsay and David Johnson. I don't know who's going to be RB1. I don't know how the carries are going to be allotted.
Ingram, right? If Ingram is healthy, I feel like Ingram gives you more consistency between the tackles. David obviously gives you more from receiving ability.
Lindsey might be the most overlooked dude in the league, though.
But that's because he had the first season where he balled out as an undrafted guy.
I think he has 2,000-yard seasons.
What were they back to back? They were like back to back.
Yeah, then they brought in Gordon.
But he broke. I thought that was when he's come off of the. Was it the wrist that he had hurt? It was something he had hurt going into that where they brought in Gordon.
Oh, in the offseason.
Yeah, I thought that was like part of the reason why they were bringing him in.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, with him splitting carries last year, he's just been forgotten about. Still had 2,000-yard years. Like a lot of running backs, like you're begging for that, and you don't get that from everyone. Yeah, there's just not too much to this team really.
And it's hard for them
defense. No, they got some like depth at cornerback, I guess. Zach Cunningham, Christian Kirksey, they're not really like that amazing of linebackers. They're going to get a lot of tackles because they're on a shitty team.
Yeah. And that's Cunningham's game. Cunningham is sideline to sideline, but Cunningham isn't downhill. Cunningham will have a ton of tackles. He does, but like you talked about, it's not like impact tackles. It's, okay, this guy had a 5-yard gain. It was a 7-yard gain.
That's what Christian Kirksey was kind of like with the Browns.
Yeah, so it's like, it's volume. Volume tackles cool, but it's not impact tackles. Yeah.
They lost Fuller, Randall Cobb, J.J. Watt, Darren Fells. So, like...
Is Whitney Merciless? Is he
He's still there.
I'm about to say, because I know he had dealt with some injuries these past couple seasons as well.
But he might be your best guy on defense. Between him or like Bradley Roby, I don't know. But
that's not enough. that is not enough.
So, yeah, we both have them last in the division.
Yeah, they might, like I said, NSMC99 even says that he thinks they could seriously go 0-17. I don't want to put them at the 0-17. Trina Still Diva says she thinks Houston to get one win against Jacksonville. They'll split.
I don't know about that.
As I'm saying, like,
that might be their most winnable game, but that's not saying much because I do think, like, we just did Jacksonville. I think their roster's like,
I like Jacksonville a lot better than Houston right now. Yeah,
they're just not experienced.
Yeah,
and some of their guys just haven't stayed healthy too.
And like I said, Houston can't even make moves to bring in more assets by, like, if you wanted to move Deshaun Watson and bring in more draft picks or bring in better players, they can't even do that just because of the uncertainty surrounding that situation. I mean, now granted, we're letting the process play out and everything like that, but it's just crazy, that whole dynamic. Like, yeah, stay away. Whew.
Even if it was draft picks, that's not for this year.
Right, that's just for next year, so it doesn't help you, yeah.
Yeah, so they wouldn't even have any extra guys on this team right now. So, yeah, Texans, bottom of the list.
Yeah, they down there, way down there. All right. So next thing we'll do, we'll go to, let's see, we're in Texas. Let's go to the southeast. How about Tennessee? That sound about right? Let's go to Tennessee. You see how I'm geographic working my way. You know what I'm saying? Just making my way downtown. Tennessee. Home of our former edge rusher, Bud Dupree. Ola Danning down there. Yo boy Ryan Tannehill. Derrick Henry upgraded the receivers. I thought it's crazy you think they could upgrade. I mean, AJ Brown and Corey Davis was balling last year, but they found a way to upgrade it.
Yeah.
Julio Jones. Whew.
Even third receiver, you could say Reynolds is an upgrade over Humphreys. Now he's dealing with an Achilles though randomly.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's going to be banged up for the season or not, but yeah, they did upgrade a receiver. I didn't think it was possible. They were looking so bad without the Julio trade though.
Yeah.
That was going to be really bad for them. Yeah.
But I like that, though.
For a second-round pick,
I like that a lot, man. Tennessee, yeah. Well, hold on. I was going to say they're clear-cut head and shoulders ahead of everyone in that division, but depends on what Wentz shows up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the outlier with the coach right now, what Wentz shows up. But Tennessee, man, Tennessee is complete. We talked about them from head to, like, from the top to the bottom, right? We got the coach in place. They have the quarterback, have the running back. Derrick Henry has shown zero signs of slowing down. You upgrade your receivers. Now you're going to get back Taylor Lewan, who obviously, remember, he got hurt the week before we played them last year. He tore his ACL, so he'll be back out there now. Yeah, I like them a lot. I do. Secondary, that's the part where we got to see how they improve that.
So they had some losses. Adoree Jackson's gone, but he was hurt for them last year. Or he wasn't. I don't know what his reason was. He wasn't playing for them last year. And then they lost Kenny Vaccaro. But they drafted Caleb Farley.
They did, and we like Caleb. But now he's on the PUP list though right now, like the injured list. Because I remember him and Bud Dupree. When they started out, people were like, "Oh man!"
So are they planning on playing him or no? Is he going to be back?
The thing is, I don't know when he's going to come in because the PUP list, from my understanding, I have to look at it again. But I know how it used to be was if they put you on PUP during the preseason, because they did this to Bud in 2015 when he was coming back from a surgery. You have to sit out like the first 6 weeks of the season.
Okay,
like mandatory because you got put on that list during training camp. Now you won't count against the roster, but you can't play for those first 6 weeks. So I don't know if I haven't looked at it recently, but I remember when they put him on that list, that was the rule back then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks mixed bag here. Caleb Farley locks down Mike Evans at joint practice.
Because I want to say you can still practice. It's just you counting on the active roster and going into the game stuff. That was the part, yeah.
Okay, so he may play this season though.
Yeah.
Most likely he's going to play.
Yeah, if he's healthy, if he's on the PUP list, however they put him up there, he's either going to be at the beginning of the season or have to wait till week 6. But either way, he'll be out there.
Yeah, I kind of like what they did in the draft. Now, with them losing Jackson, obviously drafting Caleb Farley, bringing in Janoris Jenkins then. They lost Malcolm Butler, but they got this dude, second-round pick from last year's draft, Christian Fulton there.
Yeah.
And their secondary was kind of shaky.
Now, didn't Tennessee, they lost the O-lineman. That's what it was. It wasn't the first runner from a year ago?
Hold on one second.
Yeah, the O-line cat. He was dealing with some like...
Dennis Kelly? He's a tackle. He's not signed yet.
No, that wasn't him. No, this would have been... Oh, man. You got the draft from last year?
The draft from... Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, what was his name?
I don't even have him. I don't have him listed as like a loss, though.
Okay,
I know who you're talking about.
But I'm like, because he was a first round from a year ago.
Pick.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if who was our first round pick a year ago? Oh, we didn't have one.
We didn't have one.
But imagine if Claypool was our first round draft pick from a year ago and we're like, oh, we're going to cut him and get rid of him because of everything. Like, that's significant, man.
No, it definitely is. But then with Vaccaro, them losing him, they drafted Elijah Molden in the 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
Drafted Dylan Randis in the 2nd round for offense on the offensive line. So making up for that loss right there. Their main one, because it looks like they've kind of replaced their big losses with they lost Jadeveon Clowney, even though he wasn't like the best player for them last year. They bring in Bud Dupree, so that was an upgrade there.
I like Bud Dupree a lot more over Clowney, man.
Definitely. Their main thing is just going to be at tight end, but their roster's pretty loaded outside of that, in my opinion.
Now, in the chat, people have brought up Bud Dupree coming off of his ACL injury and Julio kind of trending down lately. Does that change your feeling on, the Titans in terms of them being the favorites out of the AFC South?
Favorites? I think it is a toss-up between them and the Colts, but I do think they have a really good roster.
Yeah.
Bud Dupree... He's an upgrade from Jadeveon Clowney last year already right there. And same with Julio Jones at this stage in his career over Corey Davis. So, I think they made the right moves there. Losing Jonnu Smith could hurt them, though. They don't really have a tight end outside of him.
Yeah, I forgot.
That's going to be their biggest position of need.
That. Yeah.
But they have pretty much a loaded roster outside of that. And
you said trade bait, Ebron? What? What'd you say?
I don't know who they'd give up or who we'd want necessarily.
What do they have? Got any offensive lineman? Take one? No.
Take Caleb Farley. They're not doing that, though.
Nah, I don't want that flyer right now, man. If we're going, let's do it on a healthy guy.
No, I think we're already good because we got Pierre.
Oh, okay.
He's like house money. He could be the guy for the future is what I'm saying.
Got you.
No, I think they're going to be really good. I think they're going to be solid. Now, the question is, and it always comes down to my whole thing with Tannehill. I just don't know. Is he the guy you want in the playoffs? I still don't believe it. But they're going to be good. They're going to win the division. They're going to cause some havoc throughout the NFL.
Fair enough. And I like them a lot. To me, they're the favorite in the AFC South just because we don't know what Wentz will show up, but we've seen the Tannehill that's going to show up in Tennessee. He's been pretty consistent there. And that Julio move, man, I just like that so much for them because it just gives him some more, more weapons, stuff like that down there.
Is Derrick Henry going to slow down?
We're waiting to see.
That's a lot of wear and tear over these past 2 years.
It is. We're waiting to see.
It's hard to project that because he hasn't shown any signs, but you just know how the running backs are.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he does take a step back, that is something to consider too this year.
Yeah, absolutely right, man.
As much as they added to their offense with their weapons and stuff and replaced Corey Davis with Julio, losing Jonnu Smith, Derrick Henry takes a step back.
Makes it interesting, man.
I think they'll be fine though. They'll make the playoffs. They're gonna have a good record.
All right, last team. Now we started in Jacksonville, went over to Houston, we're at Tennessee now. Now we're going to Indianapolis, to the Colts. Now, I love their roster. I do. O-line, running backs, wide receivers, defense, like stud linebacker who they just paid, Darius Leonard, hello. I like them a lot. Carson Wentz, though. That's the part where I'm just like, I'm not ready to jump over there just yet. Because with Wentz, we've seen that mixed bag too many times. Now, I do like the fact that he's getting reunited with the coach that gave him the most success, right? But at the same time, that's been a couple of years from now. I mean, it's been a couple of years. So is that still in there? Was that a one-off? Like, what is the situation there, man? Now, I do like the fact that he has They said he's been back walking, not having no limp or anything like that. Gonna play. I do like that a lot. The sooner he gets out there, the better I feel, because obviously we know he has a ton of just bad injury luck at times. It seems, man, like just fluky stuff at times. But yeah, he's the one. If he plays well, the Colts can definitely push the Titans. For a fact, they could push them, because if both guys are on, I think we both take Wentz over Tannehill if both guys are playing their best. What would you do? Because one guy had an MVP caliber season. That's what I do know.
Yeah, I don't know if Wentz can get back to that.
But what I mean is, if we get best version of Wentz, that was best version of Wentz. If we get best version
he's a little
of Wentz,
more dynamic.
Right. I don't think best version of Tannehill is going to be to that level. So that's why, like, I lean towards if Wentz can play like that, well, yeah, I would take the Colts in that head-to-head situation to win the division. But unfortunately, I do feel like it's more what you're saying of I don't think he's going to get back to that.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get back to it either.
Because you're right. The coach, this roster, it's loaded. I just wonder if his confidence is shot. Because that's a long time ago. Now he can't even get back in the rhythm of the normal training camp with. Yeah.
And he's with a new team. So he was still learning those guys, getting, familiar with that offense, those receivers and stuff.
Because I can't say I was a believer in Wentz, but I did think he was, top 10 quarterback. I had him in when we did the rankings last year. Yeah. I think I had him in that top 10 because I saw what he is capable of. I saw that he carried the Eagles team beforehand, which had a lot of missing pieces to a playoff spot. Ended up getting injured in the playoffs. And then in 2017, like, he has more upside than Tannehill. He does. He has some really high upside. I just wonder if it's gone or not. That's the question.
Yeah.
Will he have a better year than Phillip Rivers?
Have the injury? If he's healthy, he should. But
Rivers' year wasn't that bad.
Well, and this is the thing, though. What I mean by better year is this: Rivers, I thought, was a safe year, right? In terms of it was a
like
high
4,000
floor,
yards,
right?
26, 27 touchdowns.
I look at it like this: it was a high floor, but it was always going to be capped, right? We always felt like. And this is how we talked about the Colts. Actually, we said, man, they're going to be good. They'll be competitive. They'll win some games. They'll win a playoff game here or there. But we never thought they was going to be enough because we thought that Phillip Rivers was going to be limited. And even though he played well, he was limited. We saw that. With Wentz, though, Wentz floor isn't as high, meaning I don't think Wentz can have just a basic season like how Phillip did and it's still going to be around the 4K. I think Wentz is going to have to play like really good. But I think if he plays to his potential or plays really good like that, it will surpass that. But that all goes back to, can he get to that form? Now, him missing training camp time because of this injury doesn't help him in that. Because now the more time you miss here means you're going to have to get those learning, the learning curve, the bumps and bruises out during the season when it counts. And we know that adds up. It hurts you a little bit when you're talking performances and end of the season reviews and stuff like that.
What's good for him is he doesn't have a Jalen Hurts situation on his hands in Indy. Yeah. He's going to be the guy. I think he's going to have a pretty long leash, I think.
Unless they trade for Mason.
Honestly, I'd probably rather take like Jacob Eason.
Okay.
Yeah, because he kind of looked good in that preseason game. It's tough to evaluate preseason completely, but they might want to try their hand at that. It's not like they made a trade as soon as Wentz went down either. But luckily, he's coming back earlier than later for them. That is the biggest question, man. I don't know if he's going to get back to that. So, yeah, between first, we have the Colts and the Titans.
Yeah.
You're leaning Titans.
Yeah, so for me, if I'm going to go 1 through 4 right now. 1 through 4 right now. Here we go. No, you know what? Before we get 1 through 4, we got a poll. I just put a poll up.
Sure.
Got to ask the people, right? Got to keep them included in the conversation. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we'll figure. Oh, here we go. Who wins the AFC?
You're going to put all 4? Just
I'm going to put all 4. And
someone might think Jags is a sleeper.
Hey, you never know, right? Let's see. Titans, Colts. All right. Add option. Texans. Hell. Add another option. What's that thing? Jags. All right. Who wins the AFC South? And then we're going to be able to tell, I guess, by the community, by their vote right here. So here we go. Poll is up. And if I misspell something, forgive me. But I think I'm good.
I'm having a tough one with this because I'm actually playing Wentz's injuries into the equation here.
You have to, though. Hey, Trina Still Deep, you know I got you now. Y'all call for the poll. I'm going to put the poll up here, baby. Poll is up. We are good. Yes. Like that.
I just feel like the Colts are a really good team.
They are. But they're only as good as Carson Wentz is.
I could see Titans taking that weird step back, though. And it's not completely logical. It's the whole Derrick Henry step back, lose Jonnu Smith. Things get a little weird. Man, I think I'm leaning Colts. I think I'm leaning Colts for the division title.
That's going to be interesting. Now, the votes are coming in. It's heavy Titans right now, though. And you remember when you called for earlier, you was like, can we get the likes to match the viewers?
Yeah.
351 viewers, 353 likes right now. Now, we've died down on our viewers because obviously we shifted away. Yeah. You know, anytime you get you're not talking Steelers only, they just started to miss out. But it's all good, man. Y'all see we still here getting after. No, I don't know for real.
I mean, 3's still a lot, though. I mean, we're almost hitting 4 hours.
Yeah, dude. And it's a school night. Technically, it's not school night because school hasn't started just yet. But yeah, it's a week. That's a Wednesday. People got to work tomorrow, man. Yeah. All right.
I think I'm going to lead Colts. They almost did it last year with Rivers, and if Wentz is just a little bit better than Rivers, I think it's possible. Yeah. Second year with Jonathan Taylor, defense is going to be good. That line stacked. That's something. No, it's no shot at the Titans. I think Titans are going to make the playoffs. Yeah. It's going to come down to the wire between those two teams. If Wentz gets hurt, it's going to be Titans. I guess I'm just banking on Wentz coming back, even though I just literally was questioning it for the past 5 to 10 minutes. I don't know if he's gonna come back.
It happens like that, man. It happens.
It's a feel thing right now. That's what I'm coming down to. Both teams respectable in the AFC. They're gonna be in the mix in the playoffs.
Well, it's been 2 minutes since the poll's been up. Looks like about 87 people have voted thus far. 84% say the Titans right now, man. 84% have the Titans winning the AFC South, bro.
I didn't think it was that much of a majority.
Next up is the Colts at 9%. Then the Texans and Jags are both at 3%, bro. Wow.
9%.
Wow.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Understood. I mean, I was going back and forth.